created on October 19, 2016 by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by Alex Maleev. The infamous Iron Man tells the story of Victor Von Doom taking over the mantle of Iron Man in an attempt for redemption. This series takes place after the events of Civil War II, so there are going to be major spoilers ahead in this video, so if you've not read that graphic novel, I highly recommend you do so if you are worried about spoilers in the video. Without any further ado, this is a spoiler warning, so let's get into it. The series starts with Dr. Doom saving Maria Hill from the villain known as Diablo. After he saves her, he announces that he will be taking over as the new Iron Man after Tony Stark was critically wounded by Captain Marvel in the Civil War II storyline. Doom's first action is to fly over to Bolivia to confront the villain the Mad Thinker. Doom offers him a chance to change his ways, but when the Mad Thinker refuses, Doom defeats him and he destroys his entire lab. After that, Doom soon visits his friend and potential love interest in this series, Amara Pereira, in her apartment. But as he enters, he's ambushed by the Thing. It is revealed that the Thing is there to capture him and hand him over to S.H.I.E.L.D. Doom and Ben fight for a short time, but Doom escapes and takes Amara with him to Switzerland, where he confesses that he wants to change his ways. While searching for Doom, Ben finds himself at a destroyed Castle Doom, but instead of finding Victor there, he finds Victor's mother, Cynthia Von Doom. After a while, Maria Hill informs Doom that Thing is at Castle Doom, so Victor goes there to intercept him. When Victor arrives, he finds the Thing is under a spell cast by his mother. Doom believes that this is all a trick, and he attacks his mother. After a short battle, Cynthia tells Victor that she is here because she's ashamed of the man that Victor was, and that this path of redemption makes her proud. She also tells him that he should be the Sorcerer Supreme of this Earth. Victor insists that Cynthia release Ben from her spell as proof of her being there to help. Time passes, and now Victor finds himself in battle with the villain known as the Wizard. During this battle, Doom becomes entranced by a vision of the future. While he's distracted, Sharon Carter appears and tries to arrest him. Doom is able to escape and he flees the area. Later on, the Wizard meets in secret with a group of villains, including the Hood, Jigsaw, and the Wrecker. The villains discuss that Doom has to be killed, because if they feared him enough while he was a villain and their ally, they would all be doomed while he's a hero. Just as they come up with a plan of action though, Victor crashes through the roof and easily dispatches all of them except for Wrecker, who is later questioned by S.H.I.E.L.D. Later on, Ben returns to his apartment, only to be greeted by Victor, who's already inside and is eating a meal. Victor tries to apologize to Ben and tells him that he's changed his ways. As Victor's leaving, he confesses that he's always admired Ben and Reed ever since they were in school. After Victor leaves, Ben is confronted by Reed Richards, who tells Ben that Victor can't be trusted and that Ben needs to kill him. When Victor returns to Castle Doom, he is confronted by Ironheart. The two talk, but suddenly, Victor receives a vision of the future and is visited by the Sorcerer Supreme of the future. It is revealed that Tony Stark is now the Sorcerer Supreme, and Tony warns Victor that he cannot become Iron Man or else a great tragedy will befall New York City. Back in New York, Ben meets with Johnny Storm and tells him about the strange interaction he had earlier with Victor and Reed. While they're talking, Ben receives a phone call informing him that Ironheart successfully captured Victor and that he is now in custody. While Victor is in custody, some agents decide to attempt to assassinate him, but just before they're able to, Cynthia Von Doom saves Victor. After these events, Victor wakes up in an alternate dimension with his mother. Alarmed and confused, Victor demands to know what his mother is up to. Things get even more confusing when Reed Richards shows up as well, and there seems to be some odd relationship between Reed and Cynthia. Victor was able to return himself to Earth, and when he does, he immediately turns himself into S.H.I.E.L.D. He is soon visited by Doctor Strange, who wants to help him figure out what's been going on with Reed and his mother. Just as they're figuring this out though, Reed appears at the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, but is stopped from entering by Sharon Carter and the Thing. When Victor and Doctor Strange leave the cell, they discover that Reed is actually the villain Mephisto in disguise. Mephisto reveals that Reed and Cynthia have both been tricks he created to try and prevent Dr. Doom from changing his ways. Mephisto does this so that Victor will be his in the afterlife. After a long battle, Doom and Strange are able to defeat Mephisto, but Doom seems to be clearly shaken by this encounter. The story soon comes to a close with Doom destroying a secret Hydra base, as well as a scene with Amara in the hospital being informed that she is indeed pregnant with Victor's child. The story sort of ended on a cliffhanger, leaving us as the readers wondering whether Dr. Doom will return to his evil ways, or if he will continue down a path of redemption to try and make his mother proud. The infamous Iron Man comic run was received pretty well and achieved multiple high reviews during its run, as well as also placing within the top 30 comics that came out that month. Doom would go on to appear in other comics as Iron Man, such as The Unbelievable Gwenpool and The Invincible Iron Man. As for other media, such as games, the only game of note that the infamous Iron Man appeared in is Marvel Contest of Champions on mobile devices. But he also received some other forms of merchandise, such as a Funko Pop and a Marvel Legends figure. The interest surrounding the infamous Iron Man has dramatically increased in recent times after the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. would be returning to the MCU to play Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday. This has led many people to believe that we will receive some sort of infamous Iron Man or Demon in Armor-like appearance in the MCU. Now, this decision has been met with much criticism, but all we can really do is wait and see. The infamous Iron Man was a very interesting run that continues the trend of rebranding a popular character and having multiple characters fighting over a mantle. I'm sure this version of Iron Man will receive more mainstream presence after the announcement of the MCU, and I'm sure we'll see him in movies, games, and comic books more often down the line. Hey, and that's a wrap on our deep dive into the story and the character of the infamous Iron Man. Now, before I go on and talk about more about how I filmed this video, I do want to apologize, as I know it's been a while since I put out a video. It's been over a month. I'm not going to try to make excuses. Things just came up. I was going to take some time off for EVO. I know that's how long it's been. I was watching EVO with a bunch of friends. And then work came up and I kind of just got distracted and I kept procrastinating and just putting off continuing videos. But over the past week, I did get a boost of motivation to come back. I just kind of missed making it. I missed talking about comic book characters and bringing them back to people's attentions, especially when something like this happens, when a more obscure character comes into the light because of something that's happened in real time. And that does bring us to the topic of RDJ coming back to the MCU to play a character that's not Iron Man. To me, it doesn't bother me as much as I've seen it's bothering a whole bunch of people on the internet. I've seen people complaining about it for multiple reasons, and all of them are valid. I'm not going to try to dismiss anybody who's upset about the decision, because, like I said, for me, there's pros and there's cons to it. I do wish we got to see somebody like Mads Mikkelsen play Dr. Doom, but then again, he's already been a character in the MCU in the first Doctor Strange movie. But regardless, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be interesting. I don't know if he's going to be Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four as well. I do just know that he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. But I get it, most people don't want to see a character or a person that they've grown attached to become someone else in the same MCU. Like, I get that people don't want to see RDJ as Dr. Doom. But like I said in the video, all we can really do is wait and see what they're going to do with him. The Russo brothers are back, so I think I'm more confident in where the MCU is going rather than I've been with how it's been. Because before Deadpool and Wolverine, I kind of got burnt out after Endgame. Like, I didn't go see most of the movies. The only movies that I went to the theaters to see was Wakanda Forever and Guardians 3. And both of them didn't really, I wasn't super interested in it. But after the success of Deadpool 3, I hope we're moving into a different direction where comic book movies become more about the stories and the characters instead of, other things that are going on. And, I really just hope that we can get more interesting stories and interesting characters. But like I always say, I'm rambling, and I know a lot of y'all have said it doesn't matter that I ramble. I just don't want to make it too long, because I don't want to bore y'all just with my, interesting comics. But I mean, that doesn't matter, because y'all are here, because y'all also have that shared interest in comics. So anyway, before I make this video too long, let me cut it here. I do appreciate y'all still being here. I do appreciate all the kind words I got in my last videos. They really did push me to come back, and they really did make me very emotional when I got them. So if you are one of those people who left me some very kind words, I really appreciate it. It really made my whole month, because, not to get personal, but I hadn't been doing the best, and just to see that there were people here who loved comic books as much as I do and were here listening to my bad voice talking, I really appreciated it. But without further ado, once again, I really do appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to try my best to be more consistent. I have a couple more videos that I'm working on at the moment that I have planned to come out sometime within the next few days. There's 2 of them at this moment, and if I don't get burnt out, which I hope I don't, I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue to do smaller videos like characters instead of doing things like big stories, because those just take too much time. And there are plenty of other great comic book channels that you can find on YouTube that cover those stories and that do it way better than I could. But anyway, once again, before I get sidetracked, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, subscribe, comment. I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, thank you for watching the video. Enjoy your Labor Day, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace and stay you.